All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Finding the Fantastic. I'm your host, the girl, the chick, the one doing this thing called finding something fantastic in between the hustle of surviving life and achieving it. I'm not a coach, I'm not a trainer or certified therapist. I'm just somebody who's going through it with you. Going through this thing called life, where we're trying to survive it and do stuff. We're doing that thing every day. Whether it's a different thing from the other person, we're all doing it. So I was like, we should have just talked about it, right? We should have just talk about it. That's a good lead-in for the topic of today. The topic of today is learning disabilities. Whoop whoop! I am here to announce publicly, well, as public as my followers are, which I don't know how many I have, but as publicly as possible, that I have learning disabilities. I have severe learning disabilities. Not as severe as some, but I've got 3 particular learning disabilities. One is called dyslexia. Everybody's like, oh, I know dyslexia. She flips letters. For me, dyslexia is different. I don't flip the letters. I see the letters as like this non-linear cloud of words that I have to mentally try to make linear going from left to right. And then my other one is called synesthesia. I see numbers and colors. That's how I associated. God bless my mom, who is my rock when it comes to learning disabilities, who figured out, wow, I think she's associating that number with the color blue. Like 5 is blue. Let me get some M&Ms and teach this chick how to count. Way to go, Mom. And then the other one I have is called an auditory processing disorder, which means, again, when you say something to me, it doesn't really come across as linear. It comes across as this whole beautiful minutia of words that you just said. I'm extremely right-brained and extremely proud of it. It has taken me literally 25 years to admit this publicly. 25 years. I used to think I was the dumbest chick on the planet. And I know you people there are going, oh, you're not dumb, you're unique. When you grow up in a world where the learning system is done in such a specific, particular way, you just feel dumb. And Mom and Pop and Grandma and Grandpa, I love you all to death. They would tell me all the time, you're so unique, you're so special, you're smart. For me, I never believed it. I never wanted to tell anybody I have learning disabilities. I couldn't spell. I still can't spell. I could never be hooked on phonics. Why? Because I can't hear it auditory-wise to enunciate it, okay? So don't try to hook me on anything, phonics. You can walk out the door. It ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna be best friends this season, okay? Tune back in. But for me, admitting this was like scary. And I'm gonna tell you what, this little girl sitting in Sunday school class playing Hangman, first of all, what a terrible game. A game where you have to literally spell a word and guess the right vowel or whatever it is in order not to hang a dude. Like, first of all, what? Second of all, that was a lot of pressure for somebody with learning disabilities. And nobody could quite figure out why Colleen got a terrible stomach around the same time every Sunday morning, and Mom had to go to the bathroom and find her. Eventually, Mom's like, Colleen, you don't have to do this. You don't have to play. And I'm like, Mom, but what are we going to tell the other kids? What are we going to tell the teacher? And she's like, you know what? Why don't you just come hang out with me? Okay? But I'm not trying to tell a saga, okay, about me and get people to feel bad for me. What I want to communicate is that there are so many unique, wonderful people out there with learning disabilities. If you are scared right now, I'm talking to you. If you are scared or embarrassed about your learning disability, I want you to put on the brakes, stop, and hear me out right now. You are a unique, special individual who has a very, very imaginative, creative, right-brained way of thinking and solving problems. I can come up with about 45 different spellable words to figure out one word that I can't spell. I mean, I could come up with 45 sentences just because I've had to avoid spelling a certain word because I just couldn't figure it out. Finally, now I actually ask people for help with spelling. They're like, I have learning disabilities, I can't spell. Can someone help me spell this word? Some people give me the evil eye. They're like, right. Other people are like, yeah, sure, no problem. I've got someone going to come on for the podcast. I'm going to interview named Marianne Clyde, and she used to follow she still follows my blogs. And I remember going up to her one day, and I was like, it was like 2 years ago, a year ago, and I was like, Marianne, thank you so much for liking and reading my blogs, and I just want to apologize for the terrible spelling and grammar that's in them. And she looks at me, she goes, why? I think it makes it so unique and special, and I enjoy reading it. I have to work to read it, and I like that because I'm in your brain. And I was like, oh my God, I love you so much. Thank you. But anyways, I'm talking to you, my learning disability friends and people who don't have learning disabilities. Maybe you should check it out. Look into it a little bit more. We're not stupid. We work from the right side of the brain. It's how we function. It's how we live. It's how we were born. And we're desperately trying to function in a left brain world. But we're making it happen, okay? We're trying to bring awareness to this. And we're trying to survive this thing called life, okay? So my learning disability people, hit me up. Let me know how things you cope with. Slide into my DMs and just let me know. Share the video, share the podcast, subscribe, like, follow, whatever you want to do. I got cool stuff coming out, including I'm writing a book. Why? Because I have learning disabilities and I can't spell and I'm terrible at grammar, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to at least say I did it. All right, I'm out. Podcast is too long. Have a wonderful day, people, okay? Go make a friend with a right-brained person. It'll make your day, guarantee it. Do, 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 do.